What up, y'all? Happy fucking Tuesday. It's Tuesday for me. I don't know what it is for you, but welcome back to the channel. Yeah, road to show. Got a back workout today. We were kind of running around this morning, so had a lot to do, and so we're here now. We made it. We're gonna get this back workout in, then do some stairs because I needed a little extra sleep last night, so a little stairs post workout. But anyway, so we're starting out with this single arm pullover. Absolutely one of my favorites to get activation in my lat, get warmed up. Yeah, you can still see this. All right, cool. So what I'm thinking about here is I'm trying to hinge, like, so that I'm almost like parallel with the ground, and then this arm that I'm using is like reach out forward, reach, and then I'm just scooping through. Right, so I'm not moving from the elbow, it's just the shoulder that's moving, right? And I'll get right into that lat. You can see like my hand is almost like near my knee. Right, and at the end there you can lift your chest just a touch. Just lift the sternum just a little bit. Get into that lat there, but every single time I'm reaching out in front, just open up that lat, squeezing through. Great for getting that activation, for getting really warmed up, getting the shoulders opened up, getting the lats opened up. Pull through. So I'll do a couple sets here. We're really just trying to get blood in our lats so I can connect with them so they feel good. I don't really need to go to failure here, but I will go pretty good there. Switch arms. And I've been supersetting this with a normal cable pullover. So I'm doing these cable pullovers. I'm thinking about like when you get into a back double bicep, like, so say you're about to get into a back double, you squeeze here first, you get that Christmas tree, that lower lat, all of that. That's what I'm feeling when I'm doing these pullovers. So you don't need to go crazy heavy, but I'm getting a big stretch so I can really open up my shoulders as I'm using this like a warm-up. So I'm getting my shoulders really open, and then as I pull through, I'm thinking back double bicep right before you squeeze there. Right into that Christmas tree. So you can see my elbows don't move. I'm just pushing through my palm. That's why I like to use the bar, or a V bar, or an easy bar, or something like that, because I can just push through my palm and really squeeze through the lat. What I see a lot is people will pull to here and then they like tricep it at the end, which is not what you want. You want to take your arms out of it, just pull through. Just think Christmas tree. So really you're trying to replicate like what those pullover machines are, like you know, like the ones that Dorian would use. They were like overhead, and he pulls through like this, you know, that it's like on a track. We have one right here, look, right there, but it's one arm at a time and it's plate loaded, so it's a little funky, but you can replicate it on a cable the same way, you know. So you're really just trying to move through that shoulder, right? Move through the shoulder, but get the shoulders all loosened up, warmed up, and connected with our lats, so that when I get into like this first one, we're gonna be a lat pull down, a single arm lat pull down. I don't need to do as many warm-up sets to find my lat. I find my lat from the first set, and I can get right into it. All right, so first main movement, you know, single arm kind of lat pull down. Been a staple for me all year, obviously, to grow my back. But like I said, so really just trying to find that lat with the first couple warm-ups there, so that I can, you know, I can squeeze through it the whole time. So you could see, like, I don't let my arm go all the way, because once I let my arm go, or my shoulder go out, then I lose my lat. So I keep it tucked in here, and I stay in the lat the whole time. Right, so I'm just right here, staying in my lat, contracted the whole time. and I'm overloading it with more weight, right? So I got it warmed up, I feel the muscle, now I can overload it with more weight, overall create more growth. So that is the thought process there. So do one pull down and then one row for the lats. So we're hitting it from different angles. Do I know the exact science of what the fuck that all means? No. Do I really care? No. Hit it from different angles, be good. So yeah, so with this one from, yeah, we're about like right here right now. Sometimes, you know, other pull downs will be here, but you know, basically we're trying to keep that arm out in front of us and pull down into the lat. Once I start pulling with my hand towards me, I can get more bicep, or I can get more shoulder, upper back trap. So I'm trying to target the lat. I want to get, you know, out in front of me, right, and pull through there. All right, so this is a movement where I am more accurate, right, and intentional, and then we're not just moving weight, because the goal is to grow something. I mean, for the longest time I did, you know, bent over rows, you know, rack dead, stuff like that. My back still looked like shit. So if you're not connecting with it, you don't feel the muscle, it's not gonna grow as well as something else. So we should have a pump after we do an exercise. So yeah, we can do one more set of these, we'll get into a row and get after it. All right, so first set of those low lat rows. So you might be thinking, well, it's the same exercise. Well, I don't really fucking care. Like, I've been doing it all year and it's been working, so I'm gonna keep doing it. But it is a different angle, so different angle, different stimulus. You know, we're still getting in that lat. I can almost like wrap around. Your lat does like wrap around your rib cage. So when I'm pulling, let's see if you can see this. When I'm pulling with one arm, I can almost wrap around here, instead of when you're pulling down, it's more in front. So when I'm here, I can almost wrap around where my lat goes. So it is something different. But yeah, so we'll rip 2 sets of these and then we'll get into some upper back chest supported rows. But yeah, lats are first because that's what needs a priority. So you always want to do what needs a priority first. So like on leg day, like I start with hamstrings, because hamstrings need the most work. So whatever you need the most work with, start with that first. So that's why I do, you know, my T-bar and stuff like that last, because my upper back doesn't need as much work as my lats, although everything needs work. So yeah. All right, big T-bar row now. See if the camera can follow me all the way, but you can see when you do this one, mega mass one, you want to put something in between each plate. Otherwise it gets kind of hard to take them off. And the problem with getting fucking bigger and stronger is that the weights just get heavier. So it's like I gotta put fucking 5 plates on this John. So I'm gonna put something in between. And it, like today we got 5s because there's not that many 2.5s here. At like Revival, I'll use 2.5s. Oh, the camera lost me. Let's see if we can find it. Didn't even see that. I didn't know if it would follow me all the way. But at like Revival, I'll put 2.5s in between. So it's not that big of a deal, but we got 5s today. So we'll probably do like 4 plates, but I got 5 in between all of them. So it becomes like, if you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5s, 4.5 plates. So let's see what we do. But anyways, I'm a huge fan of this machine. You just got to find your settings, whatever's right for you, and then you know, adjust it every time. But Like I put 5 on the bottom hole and then 6 on the top. And that's what works for me. You gotta find what works for you, because you want to be able to get a big stretch. So you should have to like step off of the bottom platform to get yourself space, because you want to be able to reach over and get this big stretch without it touching the bottom. I can't breathe. So I still have room to stretch without it touching the bottom. And then I can get a big squeeze. Big stretch, big squeeze. Like I always say, like movements like this are your bread and butter. Like these are the ones where you can move some weight, right? But it's still controlled. So you'll see, like I'm moving some weight and I'm explosive with it, right? You want to be explosive with your movements on the way up, but on the way down, you're in full control, right? So I could stop at any point. I want that big stretch. This is like the only movement where you're gonna get the heaviest load that you can in that stretch position opened up of your back. So you can, in theory, stretch more muscle, stretch more fascia, get more nutrients into that sort of area when you're all opened up. If you're bunched up all the time and you know you're not stretching the muscle, you're not opening up the muscle, then you're not going to be able to get nutrients there and actually like grow and expand. Because you think about it, like growing muscle is expanding the muscle that's already there, so you need to be able to open it up. So I learned that from Iron Hands Mike. Shout out Iron Hands Mike. He kind of just put it into the right words, but like that's what he talks about. Like, you're good, bro, you're good. That's what he talks about, like you know, opening up the fascia when he's like scraping. That's what he says, opening up fascia so that we can actually get blood flow and recover to that area of the muscle. If we're all scrunched up, we're not going to be able to get nutrients there. It's not going to recover. It's like a blood clot almost. The same analogy. So that's why I always harp on the stretch. Not bad. I mean, you bring out the camera, dude. You bring out the camera, you got a full gym, whatever it is, you gotta put on a show. You got that mindset that somebody's always watching. That's when you bring it out. You gotta perform. Oh man, because somebody is always watching. I don't care where you're at, what you're doing. Somebody's watching. You know, maybe it's a younger kid, somebody who's new. Maybe it's an older guy trying to get some motivation. I don't really care. Somebody is always watching, so you got to put on a show. That's the kind of mindset that you got, right? When things get hard, like, oh, I'm going to take it easy today. Oh, this feels heavy. Motherfucker, nobody cares. Like, get after it, right? If you got to put something, you got to make something up in your fucking head so that you can perform, that's what you got to do. You know, so for me, you know, you might think it's easier because, yeah, I'm making a fucking video. You know, I'm gonna go compete, right? You know, maybe it's easier because I got that external motivation or whatever. But it's all in the head, right? I mean, I don't really care what people think at all, but you damn near believe I'm gonna put on a show. You know, if you want to sit and watch, you're gonna get a show. So, you know, sometimes you gotta put something in your head to make you perform. Because at the end of the day, nobody cares about your circumstance. Everybody's life is hard. How you doing? Everybody got something going on. Everybody can make any sort of excuse. Nobody fucking cares. get after it. All right, this is probably one of my favorite machines ever. It's freaking, where's the brand? Right here. Omega Fitness Systems rowing machine. One of the smoothest machines ever. It feels just like if the Prime seated row, the neutral grip Prime seated row, if they made a pin loaded one. That's what it feels like. It's so smooth. But yeah, so I do this one in neutral grip. I do so many different things with this one. You can do this one single arm. I love it. Overhand grip, it gets pretty light. It is a lighter machine, so I like it. You know, at the end, this will be my last back exercise, and with the neutral grip, so I'm really, you know, wrapping around, and then pulling through, targeting my lats. So what I'm really trying to do is get these shoulders down, right? So you can see if I'm stretched here, right? I'm trying to get those shoulders rolled down and then pull into my lats, and then I'll try not to lose it from there. Right, so I'll just stretch to about here where my lats are stretched, like what I was talking about earlier, and then pull it through. So why do I do the single arm row and this? Because this I'm able to load more weight onto like my lats as a whole, and if I get a little bit of mid back, if I get a little bit of traps, whatever extra, I'm perfectly fine with that. Like we targeted it at isolation earlier, and now we're putting on slabs of muscle, right? So it's okay to have both. You know, you can target a single muscle and you can target the whole thing at a time, because we need both. So like I've always said, like you have your hammer and you have your chisel, right? So things like your T-bar, your big chest supported rows, those are your hammer. And then your, you know, isolation lat movements, you know, whether you do some, you know, maybe do some shrugs or like an upper back, you know, sort of row like this one next to me, those are more of your chisel, right? So hammer, chisel, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So do a couple sets here. All right, y'all, that's the back workout. Hope the camera's losing me. Can't keep up with the stairs. There it goes. But yeah, little Stairmaster for you. You know me, I get that cardio in, getting shredded. It's 20 minutes, level 3. Real difficult. But yeah, 244 flat this morning. With, you know, some not great sleep. Why was it not great sleep? We just had a lot to do last night. Which is fine, you know, that happens, you know, so we're still getting after it. But yeah, that was a back workout. Big old yap session today, but you know, I've made a huge ton of progress with my back, and you know, I've taken a lot of knowledge, I guess, from a lot of different people, you know, and applied, you know, what works for me. So just want to share that. You know, obviously you don't got to do what I did, you don't got to do what I do, you do whatever works for you. But just wanted to share, you know, because I do get a lot of questions, because I have made a ton of progress. And you know, I was talking to a guy yesterday, and you know, we were just talking, like, you know, he was asking me about gear, and he said he wants to make a ton of progress, and you know, he just didn't want to use that much gear. And I was like, dude, it don't matter how much gear you use if the training's not on point. If you're not, what up, coach? Shout out Coach Lara. But you can take all the gear you want. If you're not putting the stimulus on the muscle, it don't matter. Like, you could be, you know, whatever we did back today, you could be doing your rows, you know, all for your upper back and your traps and everything, and your rear delts and biceps. Sure, that'll grow, but your back won't, you know. So it's like, we need to do what we need to create the stimulus for the growth, you know. So break down the muscle, you recover that muscle with food, with gear, right? They work all together, right? You could take gear and not eat, you're not going to grow. You could take gear and not train well, that muscle is not going to grow. Something will grow, right? But not what you want to grow. So, you know, that's why you kind of see like these blown out physiques that are big as shit. You know, guys that you probably see in the gym that are like, you're big as shit. You know, you see them in clothes, but if they go to pose, or, you know, they'll never do well in a competition because it's not proportionate, or it's not what, you know, creates that X frame or whatever. So you need to be able to, you know, target the muscle that you want to target. So you'll see plenty of back videos during this road to show prep, as I've been doing back twice a week, every week, for over 12 months now. And that's a huge reason why it's grown. So yeah, finish up this cardio, probably get to some meals, show you guys some meals for the day. And but yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in. Leave a comment if you made it this far, but I will finish the video. But if you made it this far, comment big backs, because we all have big backs. But yeah. All right, y'all, we have made it to the post-workout meal. We're set up here at EveryBodyNutrition, Huntington Beach. Code MEATHEAD online, save yourself some money. Shameless plug. But yeah, we're here, post-workout meal. Unfortunately, I only had one banana left this morning, so had it for the pre-meal. Did not get another banana because was kind of in a rush. But we have cream of rice, a little whey drip. We got, what did we do? 65 grams Flavor Gang brownie batter, 65 grams Flavor Gang peanut butter cookie. Nothing beats that combo. I mean, y'all like Gooby's pieces. This one is the original without the pieces. But what I did do for my whey drip, hold on, let me grab it. We have it right here. Honestly, one of the most goated flavors that anybody has ever made in a protein. To talk about dieting, it's freaking hard. Bro, we have Biscoff Oreo protein powder. Sure, it's not isolate. Yeah, there's Biscoff pieces in it, so you get a little bit of extra calories. 9 carbs and 3 fat per scoop. 2 scoops, so that's 18 carbs and 6 fat. Sure, that is more calories than isolate, but it's 25 grams of protein for 160 calories, and it's literally Biscoff Oreo. So Biscoff Oreo brownie peanut butter cookie, like, come on, dog. It's not that hard. Anyways, had this sitting in the fridge, so it's a beautiful texture. Going to get this down. But yeah, I mean, you know, back workout, like I was saying, I was thinking about this on the way over here, of just like, we can, the point of bodybuilding, right, is to, you know, create a look. You know, your body doesn't know weight, right? There are times, like I was saying, there's times where we need to use more weight. You know, our hammer type exercises. You know, you need to do the compound exercises because you need to put slabs of muscle on, right? Especially at the beginning, you need to put slabs of muscle on your frame. You know, in those compound exercises, you know, your T-bar, your squats, you know, like an incline bench, you know, incline dumbbell bench, Smith machine, whatever, you know, shoulder press, RDL, you know, stiff leg, RDL, you know, things like that, that will build a lot of muscle at one time. You need those things, but at the end of the day, it is a look that we're going for. It's not powerlifting. It's not world's strongest man. So like, if you watch, you know, some of the freaks of today, you know, guys like Nick Walker that are doing 3 plates on a hack squat. Yeah, he didn't always do that, and that isn't what got him there, but now he's just refining the look, right? And so you can kind of do both at the same time. Like what I'm saying, you need a hammer exercise, you need your chisel exercise, you do both at the same time, sculpting your physique and sculpting the figure, you know, while putting on a lot of muscle, right? And so I think that's the differentiator, you know, versus just being all in one camp or all in the other camp, is finding somewhere in the middle where things work for you. So anyways, this is freaking delicious. Good to some. EveryBodyNutrition.com, code MEATHEAD. Flavor Gang, code BULK, or code FURMAN, or code JMAT. I don't have a code with them. Use one of those codes. But yeah, probably wrap the video here, honestly. The rest of the day will just be the same meals.
But yap session, back workout, road to show. I'm low-key behind on the editing, so I don't know what day this is. I don't know what episode this is. So, appreciate you guys' support. Like it, comment, subscribe. Send the video to somebody who has a small back. But yeah, appreciate your guys' support. We'll see you tomorrow.